Somewhere on the border of Malwa and Mewar in Madhya Pradesh sits a district that quietly runs a huge share of India's garlic trade. This is Mandsaur. Every single day, truckloads of garlic roll into its market from across the region, making this the country's biggest garlic Mandi, a title that shapes prices for the entire nation. But long before garlic, this land was called Dashapura, and it once stood tall enough to record the defeat of the fearsome Huna invaders. Carved into stone pillars 40 feet high, still standing after 15 centuries. Farmland, ancient empires, a temple on the Shivna, and a dam that tamed the mighty Chambal. This is everything you should know about Mandsaur. Mandsaur sits in the northwestern corner of Madhya Pradesh, right where the Malwa Plateau meets the hills of Mewar in neighbouring Rajasthan. It falls under the Ujjain division, and its nearest big city is Ratlam, about 55 kilometers away, with Indore's airport roughly 135 kilometers to the south and Kota in Rajasthan within easy reach to the north. Mandsaur town has its own railway station, connecting it to the wider network. The district itself covers 9,791 square kilometers, home to about 13,40,000 people, according to the 2011 census, with a population density of just over 200 people per square kilometer, one of the most sparsely settled, farm-heavy pockets of the state. It's a landscape of black soil farmland, low hills, and the Shivna River, a tributary of the Chambal, running right through the middle of it, while the Chambal itself forms part of the district's southern boundary. Wheat, soybean, and garlic fields stretch out in every direction, broken up by small temple towns and market squares. The modern district was reshaped in 2003, when Nemoch was carved out as a separate district to its west. What remains is organized into 8 tehsils: Mandsaur, Malhargarh, Garot, Shamgarh, Dalauda, Bhanpura, Suwasra, and Sitamau, grouped under 4 subdivisions headquartered at Mandsaur, Malhargarh, Sitamau, and Garot. The district headquarters is Mandsaur city itself, on the banks of the Shivna, and it remains among the larger towns of this part of Madhya Pradesh. Sitamau, one of the old princely towns, is known for its historic Natnagar Shodh Sansthan library of rare manuscripts, while Bhanpura, out toward the Chambal, carries its own royal past as a seat of a former Rajput state, with old palace buildings still standing today. Mandsaur's story goes back further than most. In ancient times, it was known as Dashapura, a name that appears again and again in Sanskrit inscriptions and old trade guild records, marking it as a significant town even 2,000 years ago. Just 4 kilometers from the city, at a village called Sondani, stand 2 enormous stone pillars raised in the year 528 by a king named Yashodharman. Each pillar rises about 40 feet, weighs close to 200 tons, and the inscription carved into them boasts of a sweeping victory over the Huna invaders, the same Hunas who had shaken empires clear across northern India in that era. Through the medieval centuries, the region passed between Malwa sultans, Rajput chieftains, and eventually Maratha and British-era princely administration, leaving behind forts and temple towns across the district. Centuries later, Mandsaur took on a very different reputation. By the turn of the 20th century, it had become a key center of the Malwa opium trade, with licensed poppy cultivation shaping the local economy for generations. A legacy that in some form continues under strict government control even today. If one crop defines Mandsaur now, it's garlic. The district is officially recognized as Madhya Pradesh's one district, one product for garlic. And its main market moves such volume that it's regularly described as India's largest garlic mandi, setting price trends that ripple out to markets across the country. On a good trading day, thousands of quintals change hands here, sold by farmers who've driven in from villages across the district since before dawn. Alongside garlic, farmers grow wheat and soybean as the 2 other big staples, rotating them through the black soil fields each season. And under strict government license, opium poppy, Mandsaur remaining one of the few districts in India where poppy cultivation is still legally permitted, inspected, and measured crop by crop. It's an economy still rooted almost entirely in the soil, with the local mandis acting as the beating heart of daily life and the real engine of the district's income. Sitting exactly where Malwa meets Mewar, Mandsaur's culture is a blend of both worlds. The everyday language is Malvi, carrying strong Mewari and Rajasthani influences in the villages closer to the state border, with Hindi used widely in the towns. The biggest gathering of the year happens around Mahashivratri, when the ancient Pashupatinath temple draws enormous crowds for its temple fair, one of the largest religious melas in this part of Madhya Pradesh, with pilgrims arriving from across the region for days of worship and festivity. On the plate, expect classic Malwa comfort food, dal bafla, the region's baked wheat answer to Rajasthan's dal bati, along with garlic-heavy curries that make full use of the district's most famous crop, and simple farmhouse thalis built around wheat, lentils, and seasonal vegetables. For a farming district, Mandsaur has sent out some notable names. Manu Bhandari, one of modern Hindi literature's most respected authors, celebrated for novels like Aapka Bunty, was born in Bhanpura within this district. In more recent years, television actor Ritwik Dhanjani, known for his work in Indian television and reality shows, was also born in Mandsaur before his family moved abroad. The district has also produced its share of local political and administrative leaders who've shaped Malwa's farm policy over the decades. Between old guard literary figures and newer faces in entertainment, this quiet agricultural district has punched well above its weight. Top of any visit here is the Pashupatinath temple, right on the banks of the Shivna. Built around an extraordinary 8-face Shiva Lingam, carved sometime in the 5th or 6th century. A stone so revered that it draws devotees from across India. A short drive away, the Sondani pillars stand exactly where Yashodharman left them 1500 years ago. Their inscriptions still legible if you know what to look for. Toward the district's southern edge lies Gandhi Sagar Dam, a massive masonry dam on the Chambal River, completed in 1960 and standing over 200 feet tall. The first in a chain of 4 great dams built along the Chambal, with a wide reservoir and wildlife sanctuary spread around it, home to crocodiles and migratory birds. And in Bhanpura, the ruins and old palace structures of a former princely seat give a quieter, less visited glimpse into the region's royal past. Well worth the detour for anyone tracing Mandsaur's full story. Ancient pillars that outlasted an empire. A Shiva temple older than most kingdoms. A dam that tamed the Chambal. And fields of garlic that feed the whole country. That, in short, is Mandsaur. A district where deep history and everyday farming sit side by side on the same soil. That's Mandsaur. Comment your district. We cover it next.